Sagan.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 30 here on the Diamond Society. I am Hodag, that's Charlie behind me, and we have been doing a little work between episodes because you know what? I've been trying to predict, hey guys, we'll be doing this next episode and we'll be doing this and that and that. And guess what? I have failed miserably. You guys, I thought this storage room was going to take one episode. Now we're on 3 or 4 and I hate it. You guys, I don't want to be spending that much time on a particular project. I don't know if it bugs you guys because no one said anything, but I'm not a fan of it. Charlie isn't either. Charlie, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, you guys, so what I've tried to do is do a little bit of the work here off camera so that you don't have to be going through another storage room episode, but I do want to show you guys what I have done so that doesn't seem like I'm cheating or anything, Number one, what I've done is I've expanded this furnace system to actually have, it had 14 furnaces before, and now it technically has 28. I doubled it. And you can see that a little bit easier here if I go to the back. Right back here. There we go. Okay, so you can see one on that side, one on that side, and in the front you feed it into the same, just one chest. And one chest for the fuel, one chest for the input, one chest for the output, and you definitely get all of it back into the output chest. Yeah, I think I said that right. And it took a little bit of configuring, and I also tried to figure out how I could stop it from, how there was that one furnace that never quite worked? Well, I don't know if this is really a permanent solution, but I kind of figured out which ones it was. Sometimes it would filter in the fuel, but not the actual input stuff. Sometimes it would filter in the input, but not the fuel. So this one on this side actually had to do it so that the fuel would feed in this way. I think that's the fuel. Yeah. So the fuel feeds in that way because this one was getting fuel, this one was getting input, but they weren't getting the opposite one. So now that works. And instead of at 15, we're still at 14, but whatever. And on this one, what I do is I basically just filter it straight through. So every once in a while in our output chest, we're going to get some extra fuel or some extra output, which we can then just throw back into the input chest, and it should just keep pumping it out. But there you go, doubled it up. We're at 28. It does pump out a double stack pretty quick, a double stack of sand into glass pretty quickly. And I've made it so that you can't really see much of the redstone back behind. In fact, I don't know that you can see any of it anymore. Dang, I did a good job. I thought you could still see some. You can see the hoppers, but... And then we still have these furnaces in the front here, of course, if we just want to, smelt up something really fast, just one thing that's not going to take much time. So that's there. Then... move over here, you guys. Here's what the problem was. Here's what we had to fix. Okay, this is all bulk storage. Stone, cobblestone, other stones over there, and glasses and things. And then we had ocean, nether, end, wooden stuff, mob drops. Then you can see I had a few of the fishing drops. And I have iron blocks because I plan on getting enough of those probably to just store up here eventually. Maybe 1 or 2 other slots here for bulk storage stuff. But we needed storage for see all the things I'm holding? The stone would go into that. The iron blocks would, the wood would. None of the rest of this would actually filter in anywhere. It would just end up in these leftover bulk storage chests full of randomness. And I didn't want that. I wanted a system where what we could do is we could do this. And now we have that many spaces where we can store green stained glass, and then in this chest now we have that many spaces for cobblestone wall, and basically what we would do is fill up all the spaces with something. And so now this chest, if there was a hopper behind it and we clicked on it, it would try to push in one of those items. If it couldn't push in one of these, there's no empty spaces for stone to go in, so it can't push stone into there, it can't push activator rail into there. So it's going to keep moving throughout the system until it finds the chest that has the storage for activator rails, and it's going to store it right there. Now, there have been storage ideas like that out on the interwebs for a while. It was just a matter of finding one I wanted or designing it, and seeing as how I'm ridiculously busy right now, there's definitely no time for designing it. And I had just seen somebody do it in a recent episode, so thank you, Tango Tech. Because look at this. I spent a few hours knocking out some extra bedstone because I did need this 9x4 space down here, and there was some bedstone in the way. Just like you can see, there's still some bedrock here to take out 5, 6 more pieces there, and I had to take out, I don't know, 10 more there, something like that. So 60 more pieces or so. I'm using the slice line method. If you saw previous episodes of mine, I was using that one. So I'm blowing it up basically. But then here it is, these modules. Now Tango Tech had come out with a kind of a design a while back where he had the same thing where basically, actually, you know what, to explain this, I'm going to jump over to the testing world. And here we are, everybody, over in the testing world. You can see this is the same world that I've jumped to a few times in previous episodes. Over here we have our super smelter system that I figured out before I threw it into our world. And then right here we have our storage system. Now this is not something that he's come up with a tutorial yet. I think he's just done it, and he probably will be, but I know he's been just gone on vacation or something, so Tango Tech's been a bit busy. But he had a previous design that had a lot of clicking. Okay, there was one timer system, and it would fire, and it would power the whole thing. You know, I don't remember how many of these modules you had, because you can have many multiple of them. Many multiple. I'm good at words. You can have multiple of these modules. So this is just a 4x9, and then you need like one little gap between, and then you can start the next module. Okay, so you know there's like 2 chests, a space of 3, like 1, 2, 3, and then you can have, you know, more chests. You can start the next row of chest right there, just like that, and you can do 2, 3 spaces, 2, 3 spaces, 2, 3, and you can turn it if you want. You can turn it to this side, to that side. You can turn it as many times as you want. So I plan on having 3 of these modules. That gives me 12 times 3. It gives me 36 double chests in order to store those random I can't talk today, you guys. It gives me 36 chests to store those random items in. So it's kind of nice, but he just redesigned it and made it so that it wasn't so clicky. Excuse me. And the new non-clicky system is right here. And I was just copying it kind of from a video he had. I could tell you how it works here a little bit. I think I understand most of it, okay? Here we go. Item goes in here, okay? This is the input chest. We can just put a bunch in, okay? And you see all this funky redstone lit up, okay? You see this thing right here? This is actually starting the filtering process, okay? Because the main key concept of this is that chests, these hoppers always want to filter an item down before they filter it across. Okay, so basically if we have chests, you see how these are filtering into the chest? It won't actually filter into this chest though first. It's going to filter downwards first. So what you have here, you can see how this repeater and these redstone torches were alternating. Let me get that going again. Here, have some redstone. There we go. See how they're alternating? So what they're basically doing is when these redstone torches are on, they're locking this chest, they're locking this hopper, and when this repeater's on, powering this block, it locks that hopper. So there's always a hopper that is unlocked, and then the next hopper below it and above it is locked, and then that just repeats back and forth, and that basically gives these hoppers enough time to be like, oh wait, well we can't pass it down, let's try passing it forward. And you can see right here, I put 26 stone in here before. It filtered into this chest right here, because every chest above it is filled with items that it wouldn't be able to push in. But then when it got to the chest that had all the stone in it, it pushed it into that one. And basically it filters it on and off, down to the bottom one, and then this hopper line takes it to the next dropper stack right here, and this will carry it up and then down this row. And then once it's done with that row, it comes down, and it'll go over to the next module basically, and go back up, and back down, and back through all the chests. It filters through every single chest, and like the redstone torches will find their chest where I am storing redstone torches. The only thing is you have to have every space inside these chests filled. If there's even like that, then any item could push into this chest. So basically I'm going to have to go through all of my items and sort it out and be like, this is my redstone chest, because I'm going to put like, you know, my redstone torches, my comparators, my repeaters, everything in there redstone. And I have to go and sort out all those chests like that and then label them somehow how I'm going to remember. And watch, if we put in redstone torches, I don't think any of these chests right here, I have filled them up just to test. I don't think any of them have anything with redstone torches. So here you can see that's the redstone I put in before. It made it down here because I don't have any chest with redstone in it. It'll just keep filtering through until it's done. Now the only thing about my storage system is that I will still need, after we go through this whole system, to go back into one more bulk storage. And we only have that extra bulk storage for items like our shulker boxes that will they're never really going to drop into anything specifically. Okay, they don't stack, so it's going to be tough for that. So they'll drop into the last bulk storage, and a couple of more items will, so it's nice to have that because I don't want to have an item perpetually filtering through the system just endlessly. But all of our fishing drops need to go into that last kind of like 6 by 6 bulk storage that I have. The last bulk storage I haven't labeled yet, basically. Let me jump back onto the world and show you guys. Alright guys, so here we are. We're by the giant H. We turn to the left. We got our mob drops. Then we have a couple of random drops. Then it's going to push over and start filtering through this single chest item storage weird system. It's going to go through here, another system here of 6, and another system there of, I guess it's actually 2 of 6, so it's 12. And then these are just going to be like, hey, I have way too many of this one item. Like, I have kind of insane amounts of coal ore and stuff like that right now, which it's just going to be annoying to try to store it. So basically I'm going to have, I might make this, 2 wide instead of like it shows now, just with one chest, so it's like 6 chests. I might make it 12 chests, and this will be like a little extra bulk storage. It's not going to be hooked up to the actual ice pushing item storage system. There'll just be extra places to store stuff here, and then it's going to be pumped through this last system up to the top, back over here, be pumped back onto the ice track, and it's going to go back around for a second time. If it makes it finally to here and goes through this will pick up any item that has not been filtered through everything else, and that's going to be able to tell me if I still need to like put a certain item in these chests to store it, or I don't know. You guys will see it once it's fully in action. But what I wanted to do is just tell you guys all that stuff, show you what I'm doing. Of course, I'm going to finish, our normal jungle woody pattern over here. Put the ceiling on. I'm going to get these 3 chests hooked up. I'm going to put these kind of bulk storage chests in. Get the other hopper cycling system going through here. Finish up all the redstone behind here. And then we'll come back because I do want to finish something else in this episode, and I really hope I get to it, but we're going to have to see. I'm going to get all that stuff done. Alright, everybody. Hodag here, and I have been busy, okay? Yeah, everything seems normal, like totally the same, but I've spent so many hours. Put slimes here just to fill the last 2 bulk storages. Hey, cows, quiet down. And then we got this thing. Okay, I started sorting them out. We got the woods, and we got the trees, and the leaves, and some other wood things. And then you can see some of these I just got bored and had to fill the spots. So I threw some things in here like that. I got my lily pads for when I'm doing my fishing thing. Got my clownfish when I'm doing my fishing thing. And in fact, you know what? What we're going to do right now is we're going to turn down all the friendly creatures because I don't like the cows right now. You can see that some of these other chests right here are... It's just like weird stuff, These are the miscellaneous ones, but my main stuff, my redstone things, all my good bits and pieces, right here, all the diamonds, everything is filled. 1, 2, 3 things are filled. And then I got out of control, you guys. Okay, you can see there's a bit of a torch spamming thing going on. I'll explain that, and right now actually I'll explain that. That's because I encountered a little bit of lag after all this redstone-ness. And then you can see I added a 4th one right here. Here's the 4th system. So we actually have 4 different individual sorting system things here. And then over here what I had to do is I had to then come off of this last one, and I had to get it back up to the top and have it funnel back in so that it could go flying around to the parts where I can't see anything. Let's go up top. Ha. Ha. Okay, that's better. Okay. So it comes up to the top here, and then it funnels back to here, and it pops out here, and it gets funneled straight over the top of these last kind of 6 storage area places here. So that's going to be where all of our fishing drops, and basically anything that doesn't sort is going to end up there. If it does, for some odd reason, filter through, it just continues, and it goes back around for another lap. And it's all working, but I gotta tell you guys something. So I had messed up this thing at first for a little bit. There was one part at the bottom where I had to put those 2 repeaters there. I previously just had it covered. It was some hoppers. I had them covered with some furnaces or half slabs or something like that, just to stop things from falling in the hoppers and to try to cut down on lag, because lag is a pretty big thing right now with this giant ridiculous storage system. Oh my god. Okay, so Yes, when this elevator is pumping, and even right now, a few of these hoppers are locked, but as it pulses through and through to pump things through the system, it will unlock and lock things and let things drop through. Plus, 1, 2, 3, 4 times 6. There's 24 double chests worth of stuff here. Even if I'm running that fishing farm for like 2 days straight, like 48 hours, we're not going to fill up that much of that storage. So I'm not really worried about those last 2 chests anyways. But the thing is, you guys, I was in such a redstone mood when I added this fourth system and was running around trying to fix the problems and why it wasn't filtering into the bottom chest inside my storage system. A lot of, like, you know, trial and error stuff and figuring out the redstone. That when I got to the simple, what should have been simple task of just getting the things back up here, I don't know why I didn't just think of doing a glass elevator. It would cut down on lag. You know how many hours, not hours, like an hour or 2, I spent coming up with a whole, like, trying to make like a silent system dropper elevator thing to get back up here, to get back over here. And I had to tear it down, rebuild it. I had to fight, like, running into this system and also, like, fight hitting those hoppers too close, so I'd be locking them when I didn't want to be. And I have this whole complicated system down here from when it starts to, I don't even know if I can get back there. I don't know, I do came back here. Here we go. So basically this fires, and then it goes into this, which is a pulse extender, which is the same kind of set that actually works on these 4 item sorter things right here. The pulse extender then pushes onto this thing, which is like a constant pulsar thing. So as long as the pulse extender is actually powered, the pulsing thing pulses, and when it pulses, it pauses it makes this torch tower go blep, blep, blep. Not just instantaneously, because otherwise it kind of glitches and we don't actually get all the items up in the elevator. So many things I had to figure out with that, and I'm just going to tear it out now because it's going to cut down on lag, and it's so much simpler. I could save so many resources, you guys. It's ridiculous. Okay, and then the torches are to cut down on the lighting updates. As long as I have all these torches everywhere, the redstone lighting updates aren't as crazy. So we got that going for us, which is nice. And you can see over here, none of our stuff is here. Well, we got this giant slimy. You're not supposed to be there. You could die. And your friends can die too. Okay, we got this giant area was my storage area. It is all in the storage system now. And I'm pretty pumped about that, actually. I'm going to see if I can get this guy. Nope, failed. And boom. Alright, you guys, I am going to see about what else I can do in this episode. I do have another plan, but it might just have to wait and we do the whole thing in next episode, because I think it's kind of a big plan. But how do I get back in here? I don't even know. I think it's right here. Nope, it was right here. Uh-oh, they're coming. They're coming. Yeah, you guys, I'm super pumped about this, you guys. We finally have not only a storage system, but super boss. And the one thing that we have to do, boom. This is Hodag's storage system now, you guys, okay? We got to put up our banners. We got to let people know, you know, this is the Hodag's area right here. I need to make more banners. But, and I don't think banners are going to reduce lag. If anything, I think it's going to make it even worse. But it's going to be worth it, you guys. This storage area is the most boss storage area I have ever done. It's like 2 or 3 things that I wanted to do for a long time, and I combined them into doing them all at the same time. And it's awesome. We are ready. We are officially ready. Not just me like saying, hey, we're kind of ready to move on. We're officially ready to move on to a new project, which I am pretty pumped about. I don't know if this is all going to stay exactly like this. Some of these weird storage things here might move eventually, but that's just a tiny little move now. Everything's working. Everything's figured out. And we are good to go. I just want to take a second before we move on to give one huge shout out to Tango Tech. He's been coming up with some really cool things lately. Him and Impulse SV have been doing some crazy stuff both in the nether and outside, and I just wanted to say thank you very much, especially for this system. Also, on the Diamond Society server we have a new member. He's not on now, actually I'm the only guy on right now, but his name is Geksu, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. I've watched like 3 of his videos, and I feel like I'm still maybe pronouncing it wrong, and I hope I'm not. But he has, I believe, already 3 videos out from the Diamond Society. So I'll try to put a link down in the description, because I'm not sure if he's on the server website. He's that new, you guys. Go and check him out, because he's already built this sweet mansion and it would be a shame if you missed it. But without further ado, let's move on to the last thing we're going to be doing today. Alright, not the last thing that I wanted to do today, but I thought we should come over here now that we're in 1.12 and there's all crazy colors, and we should check out the color wheel of awesome death and see if it's any brighter. And I don't know if I could actually, I don't know if it is, to be honest with you. I don't remember how bright it was before. It's been a long time since I've been over here. But I don't know. The terracotta blocks are definitely new, as well as the shulker boxes. If you've colored a shulker box now, it's like boom, like in your face colors. So yeah, I can't tell, is this brighter or not? Have these stayed the same? I don't know, but we do have to get some wool. So anyway, I'll gather that and then we'll be at the last thing we have to do. Alright, the last thing we're going to be doing today, you guys, is pretty simple, and it's right here. It's checking out what used to be Rymanora's Awesome Shop. Exactly, I forget exactly what it was called, but it was the Awesome Shop where she basically sold every single type of ore in the game. She sold gold ore, diamond ore even. She had like this big raffle when she got on the server, and she had diamond ore in here. And she sold nether quartz ore, was like, I think, her major moneymaker, because nobody really wants to go to the nether. And recently she was in the nether, she was gathering the nether quartz ore that we all love so much and definitely come over here and buy. And, well, you know what happens. Eventually, when you spend so much time in the nether, you go bye-bye. So, in her last episode, if you guys go check out Rymanora's channel, she basically right here has started what I believe she is calling the Anti-Nether Association, where she's done with it. She's done with the nether. She's not going to be doing any ores anymore. She shut down her whole shop. She made this very nice little shop here, which is now the Anti-Nether Association, Society, whatever group. And here's their meeting room, and here's their building. So here's where you can sign up, and you get all these blocks if you want to sign up for the next month. And I don't know if this... So, the Anti-Nether Association. Alright, homies, here's the deal. The nether sucks with a capital everything. And the only real advantage besides fast travel and BC's hella good hub and the gold farm and the gas farm and the healing hub is quartz, right? Wrong, because now that 1.12 is here, we have better options for the white blocks. So my proposal is this, a monthly subscription service. Not like Pandora's Box, and if you haven't subscribed to Pandora's Box, go ahead and do that first and then come back here. And for white blocks, they include snow, concrete powder, diorite, polished diorite, wool, white glass, bone blocks, a stack of each month. If you need to pay, all you need to pay is either a stack of gold nuggets or a stack of rotten flesh. Put your name in the payment box. That's the payment chest in the Anti-Nether Association headquarters. That's in the slums. Be free of the nether, my friends. Be free of burden. I like it. That's a pretty sweet book. I hadn't read that yet. But anyway, this is her shop, and I just wanted to give her a quick shout out. We're not going to sign up for this service. I think we might come back and sign up for the service, but I just wanted to share with you guys, because we've all been there. You know, we've all been there where you're in the nether and you die, and you never want to go back to the nether. And that's pretty much what we're going to do to end today. I just, to end this episode today, I just got to get, I started a new job on the server. I got to get to my new job. So, yeah, I'm off to my new job, you guys. Oh, and by the way, you guys, if you did like this episode, go ahead and hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button. But okay, I gotta get back to work before the foreman catches me. Everybody, nether quartz ore, selling nether quartz ore over here. Anybody? Nether quartz ore, 5 diamonds per stack of nether quartz ore, right by the Anti-Nether Association. Everybody, nether quartz ore.